Alright, we need to do this sooner or later. Probably sooner. Broken Dimmr's Heart. Read the incoming waveline message. You receive an anonymous message informing you that Lenie, a member of the survey team, is in grave danger within Twilight Woodlands. After rescuing Lenie, you rediscover Helio's prototype, a machine that was long lost ago in a void storm. As you investigate the prototype in this contained area, the freak accident that occurred during an experiment on the prototype slowly comes to light. Rover, we have a survey team member in the Twilight Woods who needs help. Her name is Lenie, and she's wearing a Rebel College uniform. Mind checking out on her out there? Why me? Who are you? Someone who isn't worthy of guiding her. I'm sure you still remember Warren, the man who betrayed the collective and tried to sabotage Helios during the new solar ceremony. If it weren't for you and Mornye stepping in when you did, the situation might have... Anyway, Lenie was Warren's student. People have always called her the genius most like Warren, but I believe you can guide her, Rover. Also, if you could, don't mention anything about these messages to her. She's a student with strong initiative and pride. Give her the right guidance and she'll find the right path on her own. Okay, we need to find this kid. Alright. That's all you got, you damn Ternodian creations? I can handle you just fine, even without the Exostrider. No, she's gonna die. Where is she? Defeat the enemies! I have brought the Sentinel Resonator and the Ternodian Resonator. We are doing so well. Nice. Perfect. She has bandages. Phew! Thanks for the backup. Wait, I've seen you before. You must be Rover, right? I'm Lenie, a synchronist from the Rebel College. Didn't expect to run into you out here. Gotta say, you live up to the hype. Is it just you out here? They usually send a whole team out for surveys. Where's the rest of your squad? Yeah, about that. No team, just me. Came out to check the void matter contamination solo. You're the Rebel College student too, so you've probably heard the stories. After everything Professor Warren did, people act like I'm contagious. Good luck finding anyone who will want to team up with me. Whatever, I'll prove him wrong soon enough. I'll show him I'm nothing like him. Is that why you're out here investigating alone? Nah, I'm not as stupid. Look, see that void matter trail over there? And that thing in the distance? That's why I'm here. Its structure looks a lot like Helios, doesn't it? The device from the new solar ceremony? Exactly. I'm here to research it. People rarely set foot in the Dimmr plane, so there's a real chance this thing still works like a reactor drive. What do you say, Rover? Want to join me? I have a hunch it might be the key to cleaning up the contamination here too. If it's really connected to Helios, then that makes it a high-value asset. I should probably report this to the collective and have them recover it. Definitely hard to ignore. I'd say that warrants a closer inspection. Hell yeah! Everyone back at the academy is going to lose their minds over what we find here. What is this plant doing in my point of view? Head to the reactor drive. Yeah, it definitely looks like a solid skin eye. Chululu! Chulu! Oh, there's a solid skin under attack. Yeah, fuck you guys. Let's move. Leave them alone. They're these cute, tiny little green balls. Honestly, I don't have any other descriptor for them. They are small green balls. Oh, this is the big one. Chulu! Chulu! Huh? Don't mention it. Cracking a few tacit discourse is nothing for a synchronist. But if you really want to thank me, will you tell me where this giant metal chunk came from? Chulu? Chulu! Chulu! Wait, give me a sec. Yeah! What did it say? Yeah, I, don't actually speak Solaskin. Good thing I brought a senior interpreter along. Time to work, Abby. Abby flies out from your Tessa Martin looking half asleep. Ugh, don't want to think about it. Tardy, the more you do, the less it'll be. I heard Zahira just refilled her dessert stock. Hello, this is your personal interpreter, Abby speaking. Live simultaneous interpretation ready to go. So let's hear what this cute Solaskin has to share with us. When did Abby turn into a reporter? Chulu! 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 Abby listens to the Solaskin and nods thoughtfully. This is Chur. It came with its friends to fix that micro-reactor drive and it needs our help. It got lost while trying to disperse the dense void matter around here. The other skin are still trapped in the containment zone. Chur? That's his name. Chululu! Sounds like there was this pink-haired girl who used to come all the time, helped clear out the void matter. She gave them names a few years back. This way! It says solid skin energy can activate the components left behind by the exostrider. We can use that to disperse the void matter. Was it Denia? Because Denia is pink. Denia is pink. She can help them clear void matter. And she has been coming recently, which strikes Amy off the list. Lumen scrub components, yeah, it can do blah blah blah. Yeah, blah blah blah. We did all this already. Okay, and activate this thing. It worked! That power! Could it be from the exostrider too? Like, Denia is the only one who had possibly done this. No one else knows how to, like, disperse void matter. Denia was genuinely just a sweetheart. Hello? How do I reach that? Yep. Thanks, Fallacy. You're useful for one thing. Oh my god, I did not notice them. Are they dead? Bro, wake up. All three of you bros. Echo? Do I hit it or is it echoes? No, I just hit it. Okay, that should be it. Wakey wakey? Rise and shine? Nice. After expressing their gratitude, Chur and his solid-skinned friends share what they knew about the micro-reactor drive. You mean, this thing was running stable before the Startergate incident? And you think rebooting it will clear the contamination here? How do you plan to reboot it then? Solid-skin power comes from the exostrider. Chur and the others want to channel that light back into the device. Chulu. It said it's similar to returning to the solid trees. That's gonna kill them. What? But that would mean... Besides, that little bit of power won't even be enough. No way. We just beat the Threnodian. We can't let them sacrifice themselves like this. We need to study the device. There's got to be another way. Maybe we should contact the Space Trek Collective. You're right. Let's do what we can to investigate first. Great minds think alike. Chulu! They're not the only solid skin living in this area. Chur is worried that if we wait too long, the others will end up trapped in a contaminated zone too. I get it, but don't you worry, you little chew ball. You got 2 resonators right here. Leave it to us. Rover, I'm an engineering major. Used to work on the reactor drive projects with... Anyway, I know what I'm doing. I'll take care of this side. You're better in a fight than I am. Take Chur and the others, go find the other solid skin. If anything happens, let's message on wavelines. Lenie's right. This device does look similar to the reactor drive. Just in case, I'll take a photo and send it to Mornye. At least you guys are happy. How's it going on your end? Find those solid skin Chur was talking about? How's it on your end? Need some more time, but we're on the right track. This thing is a jet ringer for Helios. I actually heard the original prototype was lost in a lab accident. So this might be the one that got swallowed by the Void Storm. You know, it was actually the first device to ever to use an augmented resonance framework for energy transmission. But for Professor Warren, it was his biggest disappointment. Heh, my bad. Shouldn't have brought it up. You see that name and everyone's face suddenly drops. Sorry, man. You really just had a shit mentor. Thank you for the chest, though. Where? I am dumb. Where is this thing? Mornye, I found this device with a student named Lenie. Does it look familiar? It might be the prototype we developed for the Helios project. Where exactly did you find this mentor? The Twilight Woods in the Dimmr Plains. I see. That prototype. It was actually lost in an accident during the initial testing. Vanished into a void storm. We've had no trace of it since. An accident? Do you remember what caused it? The official records are light on details, but the conclusion at the time was an anti-void matter system meltdown triggered by unstable augmented resonance flow. Got it. Thanks, Mornye. Okay, time to find the solid skin. Sure. Do I ride the bike? Yeah, I ride the bike. By the way, why did you get the name Chur? Chulu? Chu? You do seem like a solid skin of action. Hi, Amaro and Chur. After Chur reunites with his friend Amaro, the two solid skin immediately burst into a fierce quarrel. Chulu! 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 What are you talking about now? Basically, Chur is saying, Amaro, why is a good solid skin like you being so petty? Get to the point, Abby. Fine, fine. Amaro thinks they should just get out of here. Even if they gather every solid skin in the woods, their energy won't be enough to clear the void matter and jumpstart that micro-reactor drive. That's not wrong. The contamination is way too thick to clear with just solid skin power. Better to wait if Lenie comes up with something first. Chulululu, Chulu. A lot of its components got scattered when the device crashed here. The only reason it stayed stable this long is because the solid skin have been working hard to maintain it. Missing components? If this is the reason, maybe we can fix it. Amaro, where did those parts end up? Amaro explains where the components fell. They're in the lake contaminated by void matter. Then first things first, we need to clear the void matter here. Okay, clearing out this shit again. It'd be really funny if, like, Dania was just really good at clearing these things. Come on, move. Is there something happening? Okay, we got a moth. And it's dead. Defeat the Ternodian creations. Okay, Dania, you guys are up again. The light source is cut out. Gotta find a way to rekindle it. Do I just restart this again? No, go away! Fuck off! Lake's almost clear of void matter. Based on what the Solusons get, the missing components should be around here. Found one. The damage is pretty bad, but I've seen this tech somewhere before. Must have been during the new solar ceremony. Better check with Mornye to be sure. That is a huge component, though. Mornye, these components look familiar. We've seen something like them before, right? Sorry, Mentor. They're too damaged for me to confirm specs. But the technology behind them looks like Professor Warren's work. Warren? Any chance he was behind that testing accident too? I can't say for sure. That accident happened before the new solar ceremony was even proposed. But the augmented resonance framework was Anslem's project. Warren provided a technical backbone. Based on that, I won't rule it out. Got it. Thanks, Mornye. No problem. If you have any other questions concerning the reactor drive, just ask me. I'll do my best to respond. Okay. Search for the soul skin. Oh, we're heading back already? Chur explained its name to me just now. And what about you, Amaro? Chululu! Chulu! Aha! So that's why you two don't always see eye to eye. And ironically, they only have one eye each. Chulu Chu! Camel! Sounds like another soul skin in trouble. Okay. Y'all doing okay? I already puffed it. Oh, I need to puff another one. Hello? Oh, I killed the bird. I am so sorry. Oh my god, why is there more of you? Fuck off. I feel like using Denia here is not exactly the best idea because I'm just introducing more void matter. After saving Camel, Chur and Amaro share the prototype restoration plan with it in great excitement. Okay, so this Chubal says that if there's any hope of reigniting the light, is thrilled to join the team. Chulu! But the Exostrider is already gone. What are you even? Chulu! Chulu! Alright, don't get so worked up. I'll interpret it, okay? Rover, it says that there's some intact components nearby. They could be a huge help. Right under those fluffy things. Let's go check it out. Okay. Clearing this shit again. Oh my god, can you guys go away? Like, genuinely, fuck off. Your Hoverdraw is empowered. Okay. The Soul Skin just gave your Hoverdraw a boost. Give it a go. If I could hit them. I didn't realize how bad I am at shooting. Yeah, I can't play, like, any of those shooter games. I'm going to be a complete brick. Okay, this stupid thing is done again. Thank you. Doesn't look like the thing the Solace can describe. I should search somewhere else. Found it! Something stashed inside. You peel back layers of wrapping and find a package of perfectly intact components. Alongside them is a folded note. The tone is incredibly arrogant, but replacement instructions and technical warnings are written with meticulous care. Let's bring this back to Lenie first. Or Lenie. Okay, go back to... That is definitely not the thing that I wanted. Oh, okay, I didn't realize it was so close. This was I thought I had to, like, go a long way back. Okay, Lenie. What do you got? I can't approve this type of request, Lenie. As a synchronist, you should know where your real duty lies. I've never forgotten it. It's the whole reason why I have to try. Please, I'll take full responsibility if it fails. Professor Mornye, what brings you out here? Ah, Mentor. Rover, in your opinion, if we were to restore the prototype and reboot it here, what's our chances of success? Hard to say. Before we make that call, I think we should take a look at this. You show them the spare components and the note. Lenie tests them and find they're still functional. This is unbelievable. Who would have thought these could work as replacements after all this time? The handwriting on this note. Professor Mornye, I know you're against restoring the prototype because of what Warren did. Yes, he was ruthless, dealt with the Fractidus, betrayed Space Trek, all to get what he wanted. But I studied under him for years. I know this tech better than anyone and how valuable it is. Lenie, forcing a result through the wrong means isn't what we do. But isn't that how we got here? The new Federation, Space Trek, everything they built came from trial and error, from pushing forward even when things went wrong. That is not a fair comparison, Lenie. You can't let the ends justify the means. I know my reasoning sounds just as ugly as his, but Professor Mornye, I can't let it end like this. I followed his research for years. I'm convinced something he was willing to betray everything for can't be worthless. Please, just give me a chance. Let me finish restoring the Helios prototype. After that, the collective can take it all. I just want to prove this technology has a reason to exist. Professor Anslem was right about you. You really are just like Warren. As a researcher for the collective and as the director of the new solar project, I simply cannot approve of something this risky. Choo! But as a professor of the Department of Engineering, I know you're the most capable student in this field. So here's what we're gonna do. Lenie, your task will be to investigate, log, and recover past research equipment. Under that scope, you are authorized to perform any necessary maintenance on the equipment during the recovery process. But if anything goes sideways, the collective takes over immediately. That is not up for debate. Chulu! 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 Understood. Thank you so much, Professor Mornye. I owe you one big time. Mornye, you were just here. Why do you have to text me? Mentor, I just checked the prototype. There should be no safety issues. We can leave the rest to Lenie now. And if you have time before she starts the reboot, I'd like to have a word. Mentor, was I being too harsh on Lenie just now? Not really. Maybe a little. So it was a bit little harsh. But I had to be serious about this. The moment you mentioned Lenie in your messages, I knew I had to come. Anyone who worked on Helios knows who she is. She was Warren's star pupil. Driven, confident, brilliant, incredible imagination. People always used to say she was the genius most like Warren. And that's exactly why we worry. She's so driven. We are afraid she might go too far down the wrong path and not come back. Just make sure she has a proper mentor this time. How's it going? Right on time. I'm almost ready. When I reboot the macro-reactor drive, the energy fluctuations are going to draw in TDs or Thernodian spawn. I'm counting on you to keep them off me. Chulu chulu! We've got this. Haha, thanks. You know, I didn't think Professor Mornye would actually give me the green light. Now I really can't screw this up. Gotta prove her trust wasn't wasted. Lenie, about your mentor. Professor Mornye and I were worrying the connection might be weighing on you. Yeah, maybe. Huh. Even she could tell, huh? Everyone says I'm just like him. But honestly, it doesn't really bother me. I came to Star Wars Academy because of what it said on my admission letter. We are here to strive for the future of civilization. Growing up in the new Fed, I saw plenty of geniuses grinding themselves to the bone. 9 times out of 10, it wasn't anything noble driving them. President Lucilla once told me that everyone who chooses science starts with great ambition. But with so many brilliant researchers out there, how many actually get to see their work push human history forward, even by a single step? So since I've caught a glimpse of that hope, I can't just look away, no matter where that hope came from. I understand. And I trust you, Lenie. As long as you hold on to that, we've got nothing to worry about. Getting the rover seal of approval? That's a real honor. Alright, framework's fixed, boot sequence is ready. You three, remember, no overdoing it. We just need a spark to get this fire going. No unnecessary sacrifices. Got it? Chulu, chulu! Chulu! Great, now let's get this started. Abby doing the chulu is so cute. Okay? Is it working? System rebooted. We made it. The microreactor drive is online. Test the Discord's incoming. Let me help you, mentor. You don't really fit on the team, Mornye, but, you know, I appreciate the participation. Nice. All cleared, but the void matter contamination hasn't fully disappeared. The prototype's energy levels are dropping. We should head back and check, mentor. No, this doesn't make sense. I fixed the gaps in the design, and the framework's solid. Why is it breaking down? Chulu! Chulu! No, you three did great. This is on me. I must have messed up somehow. I must have missed something. Come on, Lenie. Think. Damn it! Why do I always choke at the last step? I don't have another shot at this. Lenie. Professor Mornye. Please, just give me more time and I'll definitely... Mornye gestures for you to stay put, and pulls up the blueprints on her terminal for Lenie to see. Don't let your emotions cloud your judgment. Look at this. Did you check the prototype energy's flow valve? The valve? Isn't that just a standard part of the transmission system? The structure looked intact, so I didn't open it up and check. Look at the parameters. The material they used back then is different from what we use now. Even with the same design, high-intensity void matter exposure will cause a massive drop in transmission power. It was a flaw in the material technology back then. In other words, the reason you can't maintain the ignition isn't because of the augmented resonance framework. You already fixed the original design flaws. If it's the valve failing, then the energy deficit isn't from a lack of power. It's from the liquid core leaking, which means the core energy has been seeping into the ground this whole time. Your project isn't over yet, Lenie. Please continue with the prototype recovery. Rover and I will go underground to check where the core's energy has been leaking. We'll take the solid skin with us to provide the jump start from below. You coordinate the surface activation. Clear? Clear. Chulu! Oh, I thought that was just it. Descend underground via the cave entrance. Oh, it's open now. The solid skin can help us move faster. This way, mentor. Mornye, what's your take on this augmented resonance check? My research in this field is limited, but based on Professor Warren's theories... Whoa! If the conditions are right, the augmented resonance framework could actually shield instrument signals from any something from the etheric sea. I see. By the way, how did you know about the valve issue? Professor Anslem mentioned it to me on the wasteland before I left. This augmented resonance thing could shield from interference from the etheric sea? That means they could get signals back from the satellites, from the probes that they sent out. Oh my god, this has to be successful. We're here, mentor. Look at that crystal. Is that actually formed from the energy leaked from the prototype engine? The sheer size of it. Watch out, there's Rhododian creations lurking nearby. Chulu! Chulu! Okay, this thing again. Mentor, the Solacen says we can use these lumen scarp components to drive it off. Since when did Mornye speak Solaskin? Stalaglow Cavern. The reactor drive energy is eroded by void matter. Purification cannot be completed. Okay. I didn't read the second part. I think I should have read the second part. Looks like this isn't the real target. Let's move on, Senior. I guess it needs to go up. I can't tilt it though. Turn clockwise. I can't do any of that. Yeah, how does that work? I needed to, like, go up. I feel like I'm dumb. No, clockwise. Okay, that's not it either. Oh, the frequency fluctuation spikes. This must be the real target. It's attracting that TD contaminated by void matter again. Let's take it out fast. Okay. Okay, it's dead. Finally. No, it's not. It worked! Now we just need to eliminate it. Nice. Enemy done. Ready for the ignition. Chululu! Wait, they found something. Let's go have a look, Mentor. The souls can hand you a heavily scuffed dented metal box. Is this the black box for the work logs? I didn't expect to find it down here. Someone even tucked a note inside. If this black box is being opened, it means the prototype experiment failed. Whoever finds this, deliver it immediately to the Professor Warren's office on the second floor of the Space Trek Collective. I need to verify the logs right away. Remember, take it to Warren's office. Do not give it to that idiot Anslem. He's far too slow for a lead researcher and wouldn't know what to do with the data. My design is flawless. The Collective's true goals can only be achieved through the augmented resonance framework. That arrogance, that is exactly how he sounded when I first joined the Institute. There's no doubt he wrote this note. These logs verify that the augmented resonance framework was stable during the experiment. The cooling system failed, and that interfered with the anti-void matter system. So that disaster really was just an accident. If only someone had managed to get this box to him. History allows no ifs, Mornye. We should signal Lenie to start the ignition. Oh? Whoa. Although I don't know how that stops things from leaking. Oh, is that a heart? Like, isn't it still leaking fuel or something, or coolant? Seems like everything is doing pretty well here. Head back up to the reactor drive. Upon returning to the surface, you find Solskin chewing and scampering about around Lenny's legs. Aw, don't mention it, little chew balls. Piece of cake. I'm just doing my duty as a synchronist. Actually, they're asking if you can leave the prototype here. With Abby interpreting, Lenie finally understands what they've been trying to say. Sorry, my task was to fix and recover it. Where it goes isn't my call to make. Chulu? This was a Helios prototype, a piece of the collective's history. The only machine in the world that has validated the augmented resonance framework. But because it's such an important asset, the recovery plan needs to be handled with due diligence, Lenie. Finalizing the recovery process will take some time. But judging by this current situation, leaving it here benefits the Solskin and helps local ecological recovery. Chulu, Chulu? They're not gonna just take it away, okay? Chulu! I understand. Thank you, Professor Mornye. That's really the best option. But there's actually one more thing I wanted to ask you and Rover. About what really happened during the prototype experiment? No, I don't really care why it failed anymore. It's just, now that it's running stable, does that mean the original theory was solid? Isn't it proof that tech created using the augmented resonance framework actually has value? Yes, Lenie. It has immense potential. I see. At first, I really wanted to bring it back. Wanted to show everyone who keeps slapping Warren's label on me that the tech itself was the problem. But ever since the prototype's first launch, it never lived up to what its creators wanted. Never became a sun. And yet, in the Dimmr Plains, it finally did. The Sols can live alongside it. Built a home around it. If I took it back now, what would it even accomplish? Just to end some pointless argument? Leaving it here is the real win. After all, the future of this technology. Isn't it already in my hands? Chulu! The genius moves like Warren. Professor Anslem wasn't wrong. Professor Mornye? Nothing. You did well, Lenie. One day, you'll be an excellent synchronist. But for now, you're coming back to the Institute with me. We need a statement regarding your creative interpretation of exploration protocols. Between the solo operation, the unauthorized entry into a hazardous zone, and the unapproved use of dangerous equipment, you're going to be writing reflections for a while. Oh no! Rover, save me! Sorry, no can do, Lenie. Hello? The prototype data and Lenie's terminal logs have been forwarded to the Space Trek Collective. Thank you for your work. You too, Professor Anslem. How do you know it was me? You're the one who tipped Mornye about the flow valve. Only person who knows that prototype inside out, besides Warren himself, is the one who ran the research back then. Huh, guess there's no hiding from you. Rover, if you've got time, stop by the Institute. I'd like to talk about all this in person. They're so happy! Chulu, Chulu! Oh, Cher said the prototype's ignition is what brought the Twilight woodlands back to life. They've prepared some gifts for us in that underground cave we went to before. Chulu! It's said that the view down there is incredible. They want us to bring Mornye and Lenie back to ski at some time. Thank you! That is so sweet. Where's your friends? Where's the other two? Not here? I'm gonna take a look underground. Look at that. The energy leaking from the Helios prototype thingy pulled up underground and made this giant crystal. From far away, it looks like one massive flashy gemstone. Well, it might be tied to some shady stuff, but the Solskin have turned this place into their playground, so who cares? Oh, so it's like a giant stalagmite. It's basically a stalagmite. Oh, chest. The Solskin gather around and break into a clumsy, joyful dance. Void matter's gone, so it looks like this place is their playground now. Honestly, I think this might... Oh, more chests. Thank you. I'm just gonna, like, drop... How do I get off the bike again? I'm just gonna drop this thing Just in case, so I don't miss anything. Yeah, there's 2 more chests. Thank you. And 1 more up there. Oh, it was down there. I didn't need to use the bike. Well, thank you guys for all the chests. I really do appreciate the asteroid. Okay, now we need to go back. Finale. After resolving the crisis with the prototype in Twilight Woods, you were hit to the Space Trek Collectors Research Institute at the request of an anonymous message. Alright, you're close to the entrance. Nice. I didn't want to run all the way in. Take this, Rover. Make sure it ends up in Lenie's hands. Anslem hands you a notebook filled with cramped, messy handwriting. What's this? It's probably, yeah, Warren's notebook. Notes and experimental data from when Warren and I were researching augmented resonance. Lenie, she's going to carry his work forward. I know it. This should help her. Why don't you give it to her yourself? Sorry, but I'm not the right person to guide her. I can't even bring myself to face what happened back then. As the person in charge, the responsibility for the accident falls on my shoulders. I was the one who pushed for Warren's proposal, but I couldn't find enough evidence to back him up when his theories were questioned. That man, he was different from me. Arrogant and selfish, no question. But a genius. If that lab accident hadn't happened, maybe... This isn't your fault. It's just such a waste, Rover. He had the kind of talent I could only dream of, and he threw it all away. What a joke. Lenie is so much like him. Brilliant, sharp, confident to a fault, stubborn as hell. But after seeing how this all turned out, I'm finally at ease. With you and Mornye looking out for her, I know she'll put her talents to good use. Anyway, I believe President Lucilla was looking for you. If you have a moment, do stop by her office. Is she gonna get called off to do taxes again and then I need to talk to QwQ? Leave the research institute! I got here! I was here for 5 minutes, piece of shit! You couldn't have, like, called me over Waves line? Meet Lucilla. There we go. Okay, we're finally at the office. Is this door going to open when I'm near it? Oh! Lenie! Ah, there you are, Rover, Lenie. Yes, I should thank you, Rover, for everything. If you and Professor Mornye hadn't been there, and it was just me out there, I think you had me come just so Lenie could thank me? No need to be so formal. Well, Lenie, I believe you had something to ask Rover. I do. So, Rover, I need to know. My mentor, Professor Warren, in his final moments, what was he like? Tell her that... Fuck. I need to see all the options. By the way, by then, he'd thrown away his dignity and his ideals as a member of the Space Trek Collective. I see. I never thought he'd fall that far. The president was right. It is a harsh lesson. You take out the notebook Anslem entrusted to you and hand it to Lenie. Anslem wanted you to have this. Professor Anslem? But wasn't he always at odds with Warren? Lenie, no one at the collective wants to see you become the next Warren. Talent is a double-edged sword. The sharper it is, the easier it breaks. I may not be a research genius, but as the president of this academy, it's my duty to ensure your potential is guided the right way. President, that research application for the multi-turbine club? Approved. Time to spread your wings, Lenie. But don't forget what happened today. And don't forget the trust everyone's shown you. That's our promise, okay? Yes, don't worry, President. I won't let you down. Oh, I have a new message from Mornye and Lucilla. Thanks for backing Lenie up. You went out of your way. You did too. Ha! It's my job to look after my students. I owe you one for this, actually. Let me buy you a drink sometime. Is that even allowed at the academy? Absolutely. This is what we call adult discretion. Perfectly above board. So, beer? Margaritas? Alcohol? Gin? Rum? Okay. Thank you for everything, Mentor. Looking for the core's energy together actually reminded me of our school days. You were the one who put me on this path to begin with. If you're ever free, Let's go and spend more time together. Abby, thumbs up. Quest complete. I think that there was a bench there, right? That was Denia's. I know that there is like a bench around here that had an interaction with Denia. With the context of the Solid Skin, that actually makes a lot more sense. This is a bench. A Star Torch Academy chair sits here, oddly out of place. Sit down and rest for a while. Your eyelids grow heavy. In your drowsy haze, you sense a lingering frequency from the past. Isn't that basically what happened with Denia on the other bench? In the Segway? You mean you've been guarding this place all this time? Just waiting for the day you return this drive to the Exostrider? Chulu, chulu! But maybe it doesn't need you to do that. The people at the Space Shark Collective will probably build something even better. Ugh, no, I'm not saying you should go return to the solid trees. Chulu, chulu! Isn't it better to just live your own life here? You've got a chance to start over. That's something. How about I give each of you a name? Something to make you unique. And that's why we have names, Denia. Let's see. You're Chur. You're Amaro. And you're the feisty one, aren't you? I'll call you Camel. Chulu, chulu, chulu. You're welcome. I'll come back and play with you when I get the chance. That is so sweet. What the hell? Denia! You are such a sweetheart. I think this might be my new wishing location. Like, look at that. That's why it's called Stalaglow. From stalagmite. Holy shit, I am dumb. It's stalagmite cavern. That's why it's called that. Oh my god. I am dumb. Look at that. That's a whole ass fucking sun right there. Maybe we should bring a bench here too. Then when Denia comes back, we can bring her here. Come on, Denia. These are the Solid Skin you protected. And you helped them. You kept them safe from the Void Matter. This is all for you, Denia.